Imagine you are standing at the edge of a vast ocean at night. You can hear the waves crashing against the shore with incredible force. You know that a massive tide is coming in, but you cannot see exactly how high it will reach or what it will carry with it. This is exactly how it feels to be a young person today looking at the future of work. For the first time in history, the tools we are building are not just helping us do our jobs, they are starting to do the jobs themselves. We have created something that can leave the toolbox and act on its own. It is natural to feel a sense of dread when we hear that the skills we spent years learning might become obsolete in a matter of months. We see headlines every day telling us that the robots are coming for our careers, and for a 20-year-old today, technology is no longer the exciting solution it used to be. It has become the source of a deep, quiet fear. We find ourselves asking if humans will still be the ones writing the stories, building the software, or making the big decisions 10 years from now. This feeling of being overwhelmed is not new, but the speed of the change feels different this time. It feels like we are at a point in history where the old rules no longer apply. To understand this moment, we have to look at the surface level of how we view work. We usually define our jobs by the specific tasks we do every day. If you are a writer, you write words. If you are a coder, you write lines of script. When we see a machine that can write words or code faster than any human, we assume that the job is simply gone. This is a very logical way to look at the world. We see a direct replacement of human labor with machine labor. On the surface, it looks like a subtraction. One machine plus one task equals one less human worker. We worry about the math of survival and the loss of our professional identity. If the machine does the thing I am known for, then who am I? This fear is based on the idea that there is a fixed amount of work to be done in the world and that once the machines take a piece, there is less left for us. This leads us to a hidden assumption that we rarely stop to question. We assume that human needs and desires are limited. We think that once we solve the problems of food, shelter, and basic communication, we will run out of things to do. We treat the economy like a bucket that is slowly being filled up by technology until it overflows and leaves us with nothing to contribute. But history shows us a very different pattern. Human beings are not like buckets, we are more like explorers on an infinite map. Every time a technology solves a basic problem, it does not leave us idle. Instead, it opens up a new territory of needs and desires that we could not even imagine before. Think about your last name. Many of us carry names like Smith, Baker, or Potter. These names come from the essential jobs of our ancestors. At one point, being a blacksmith was the peak of technology. If you told a blacksmith hundreds of years ago that one day we would have machines to shape metal, he might have feared the end of all work. He could never have imagined that his descendants would be social media managers, data scientists, or tourism professors. Those jobs would have sounded like nonsense to him. They do not look like real work because they do not involve the physical struggle of survival. This is the structural pattern of human evolution. We are constantly moving away from survival and toward meaning. Job disruption is not a bug in our system, it is the main feature. We actually want work to disappear. We want to find ways to do things easier and faster because that is how we make our lives better. As we automate the boring and repetitive tasks, we free up our most valuable resource, which is human creativity. We see this in the shift from the farm to the factory, and then from the factory to the office. In each stage, the older generation looked at the new jobs and thought they were a form of leisure. A farmer from the 1800s would look at a modern office worker sitting in a comfortable chair all day and think they were not working at all. They would see our current economy as a world where the prediction of total unemployment came true, because the work they recognized has largely vanished. This brings us to a concept called the job singularity. While AI might be an intelligence explosion, it is also triggering a massive explosion of new types of work. Instead of just losing jobs, we are seeing the birth of entirely new job families. Think about the rise of solo entrepreneurs and single-person companies. In the past, you needed a massive staff and millions of dollars to build a global institution. Today, a person with an AI assistant can have the power of a world-class department at their fingertips. This does not mean people will stop working, it means they will work in ways that are more personal and more creative. We are entering an era where our jobs might look like play to our ancestors. We already have people who earn a living by playing games, sharing their travels, or simply talking to their friends on a screen. These are real careers that provide value and meaning to millions of people. This allows us to reframe our perspective on the future. We should not be looking for which jobs will survive, but rather for what new human needs will emerge. Technology has a habit of making the things we love even more popular. Look at the game of chess. When a computer finally beat the world champion in the 90s, many people thought the chess industry was dead. Why would humans play a game that a machine can do better? But the opposite happened. Chess is more popular today than it has ever been in history. The machine did not take away the human interest, it provided a tool for everyone to learn and enjoy the game more deeply. We provide ourselves with meaning not just through the results we achieve, but through the struggle and the community of the activity itself. In your daily life, this means you should not let fear stop you from following your passions. The predictions about the future are almost always wrong because they fail to account for human imagination. If you want to be a programmer or a writer, do it. But do not do it just to produce a product. Do it to solve problems that matter to you. Use the tools of the future to amplify your own unique voice. We are moving toward a world where the most important skill will not be a specific technical ability, but the ability to decide what is worth doing. We will spend less time being tools and more time being the architects of our own lives. We have a survival mechanism that makes us hypervigilant about threats, which is why we worry about AI. But we also have an evolutionary drive to create. This drive has navigated us through the end of the Stone Age, the end of the Iron Age, and the end of the Industrial Age. Each time, we found a way to build something more beautiful and more complex on the other side. The 20-year-old of the future will look back at our time and wonder why we were so scared. They will see AI as a partner that helped them explore new frontiers of science, art, and human connection. They will have jobs that we cannot even name yet, and they will feel just as busy and purposeful as we do today. The transition will certainly have painful moments, as all change does, but the direction of the tide is clear. We are moving toward a world with more opportunities, not fewer. We are moving toward a world where we can spend more time on the things that make us human. We are capable of building superintelligence, which means we are also more than capable of building a world where that intelligence serves our deepest values. We should be excited by the tools we are handing to the next generation. They will take our technological optimism and use it to solve the problems that we think are impossible. They will continue the long human tradition of turning the fear of the unknown into the joy of discovery. We have always been explorers, and the disappearance of old paths only means that new ones are waiting to be found. If you could have any job in a world where basic tasks were handled by machines, what would you choose to create just for the joy of it?